everybody, and welcome back to Edmonton Aviation, and today I have an Edmonton airport update for you all. So let's get started with my broken Canadian North Q100, which they did retire, but I'm putting it in the updates because that's all I have, which will be heading up to Yellowknife today. Taxiing out for Memphis is this FedEx 767-300 freighter. Over here, about to head out to Kelowna, is this Flair 737-800. Over here is a WestJet Q400, which just arrived in from Calgary, and will be heading out to Fort McMurray. Right here is an Air Canada CRJ-200, which just arrived in from Vancouver, and will be heading back out there. Here's an Air Canada Q400, which will be heading out to Calgary after arriving in from there. Over here, here's my KLM 767-300, which is on a stand today, arriving in from Amsterdam. Here's a Alaska ERJ-175, which is taxiing out for Seattle. Also heading out to Seattle is this WestJet Q400. Here's an Air Canada A320 in the old livery, which looks very good. I'm really happy that I got this model, and I think the Altitude models did a really good job on this old liveries. It's a tough one to do on these models. He'll be heading out to Vancouver. Here's an Air Canada Airbus A220-300 in a retro livery, which just arrived in from Montreal, and will be heading back out there. Just touched down from Toronto is this Air Canada 737 MAX 8. Here's a WestJet 737-800, which will be heading out to Ottawa today. Taxiing in from Memphis is this United 737 MAX 8. Here's a WestJet 737-700, which will be heading out to Winnipeg after arriving in from Halifax. Here's a Flair 737 MAX 8, which will be heading out to Victoria today. Just arrived in from Toronto and will be heading out back out there is this Porter E195-E2. Over here is a WestJet 737-800, which will be heading up to Moncton. This plane's in the old swoop colors. It's sad to see this, but WestJet will be getting rid of the swoop liveries on their planes later this year, as it's sad to see this old livery go, but it'll also be nice to see more WestJet planes painted in new liveries. I especially like this livery. Here's a WestJet 737-700, which arrived in from Vancouver a while back and is now heading out to Minneapolis. Taxiing out for Cincinnati is this Cargojet 757-200. Right here, just arrived in from Yellowknife and now heading out to San Francisco is this Air Canada CRJ-900. This is the plane that I flew to San Francisco. Here's a Delta Airbus A220-300, which will be heading out to Salt Lake City. Now, Delta does not fly to Edmonton. It's not an actual route, but I do put them in because sometimes it's operating WestJet flights because they are airline partners. And finally, we have a United Airbus A320, which just arrived in from Chicago O'Hare, and I'll be heading out to Houston. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.